Welcome to another episode of Go Team Score Points, a podcast for those who want to distract themselves from the news for 30 to 45 minutes and learn about the NBA instead. Each episode focuses on one NBA game from that week, and NBA beginner Irish.
That's me.
And longtime NBA fan Sam. That's me. Learn more about the NBA games, people, and current events. In part 2 of today's episode, we talk about the NBA's opening weekend while focusing on the Nuggets-Warriors game and the Celtics opening game against the 76ers. It's our best part 2 of an episode yet.
I have other current events. Just one current event.
Okay, talk to me.
Christian Brown signed a contract with the Nuggets for $125 million over 5 years. So he's going to be in Denver for 5 years. And that's really exciting. And I think it's great because his whole family lives in Kansas.
Oh.
That's really close. Yeah, he was Mr. Kansas basketball, or like Mr. Basketball Kansas.
Mr. Basketball, yeah. Mr. Basketball in Kansas.
And I just think that's like the silliest name. I think it's hilarious. Mr. Basketball. It just sounds, that's great. That's my current events. Do you have current events?
Shout out to you, though. When Josh Giddey got signed, you said that felt like about what Christian Brown should make. And here we are.
Am I making deals? Do you think they listened to the
I
podcast and they were like, wow, that sounds right?
Yeah, I'm sure Christian Brown's agent was like,
Okay, he was.
Yeah.
Hey, Christian.
She's got a point. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't think I do have any current events, really. I'm trying to think if I should talk about the Celtics at all, but I don't think I should.
You're going to talk about the Celtics. You can't pretend like that didn't happen.
I'm not upset. It's kind of what we expected.
I want to hear all about the Celtics game. The loss to the 76ers.
Yeah.
And then did they play again since then? They played another game?
Yeah.
Who did they play?
They get trucked by the Knicks. They get crushed by the Knicks.
So sorry for your losses.
It's okay. In terms of the team, I think this is probably like the best thing for them. So that first game was very, very close with the 76ers. I think they ended up losing by 1. Peyton Pritchard missed a shot as the clock ran out. The 76ers rookie VJ Edgecom set a rookie, or maybe like the most points for a rookie since Wilt Chamberlain or some banana statistic like that.
How many points did he get in his games?
I think it was 34 in that first game. I'm not blown away by the Celtics defensive guards. Good for him. And any NBA player, it's hard to score against. I don't think he's going to average 34 points a game this year.
You don't know that.
His second game, he did not have quite 34.
What did he get in the second game?
VJ Edgecom had 15 points in the Sixers' second game, which they won. The story coming out of that game, the Celtics game, in terms of the NBA, was that Joel Embiid looked awful. He, couldn't move, awful. Really, really, really bad, really slow. The Celtics, they call it the front court, their forwards and centers, their big guys, are maybe the worst in the league. It might be the worst front court in the league, and he was just... He couldn't do anything. He couldn't against them. Their second game against the Hornets, he ended up with 20 points. And the overreacting to the first weekend of games is what you do in the NBA. But a lot of people were like, he's done. Big guys just do not come back from that. I watched a little bit of that first Celtics game. I didn't get to watch any of the Sixers' next game, so I didn't get to see how he was moving or how he scored his points. So I don't know. Anyway, the other big takeaway for that game, and shout outs to Anthony. Hey, Anthony, was that the Sixers guards are good. Tyrese Maxey and this new guy, VJ Edgecom, are fast and athletic and skilled and they're good. They're going to be under this Paul George, Joel Embiid cap fiasco for a little while. If and when they can get themselves out of that, they're set up. Those are good players. Those are really good players. I don't think they'll be able to compete with any of the top 4 teams in the East, being Cleveland, New York, Orlando, and Atlanta. I think are all going to be better than the Sixers this year. I think in the regular season.
What about the Bucks?
If I had to bet right now, I would say the Bucks will also be better than that. Just so much depends on health for those teams. If Giannis misses 2 weeks, or if any of those, if Maxey or Edgecom misses those 2 weeks, then the records could get turned upside down pretty fast. But I think just on paper right now, I would say the Bucks will be better than them. We'll see. You'll do your deep dive on the Nuggets Warriors game, but I watched a little bit of the opening night second game between the Thunder and the Rockets, and it was awesome. It was so good. It was a double overtime game, but just for the first night of the season, the level of play and the speed and the intensity. This Shea had for him had a bad first half. I don't. He had whatever, only 10 points or something in the first half, and he ended in the mid to high 30s. He was in MVP form. That Alperen Şengün, the Turkish player, I think he might have had 40 against Chet Holmgren, who's in the non-Wemby category, will be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. He's awesome, and Şengün was just too much for him. Kevin Durant looked like Kevin Durant. It was so fun. There's a guy, Thompson, who for NBA players is a freakish athlete. Even among those guys, they're man, that guy's fast. And he was incredible in that game. He was chasing SGA all over the place and working really hard on defense and getting to the basket effectively. It was just such high level stuff. It was so, so good. It felt like watching a playoff game, which brings us back to what we were talking about before, that not all of those guys will be there at the end of the season. That's just how it works. Some of those guys will be hurt, and it's not possible to maintain that level of play It would be really interesting to look at the NBA's like long-term financial model. You could probably bet on how much they have riding on any of these things. I just wonder how they're taking the quality of actual play during the game. Like how much is that impacting decisions they're making about structure in the league? My guess is like not that much, but man, it was so fun. All season last season, we talked about how the regular season is just such a slog. It's just so long and so boring. And like by January, the games are sort of meaningless until, and then I was just watching this. I was like, this feels like the playoffs. Like these guys are playing like it matters. And there were so many just awesome performances. Maybe part of it's me just coming off the summer and being like, oh yeah, I forget how good these guys are and how much fun this is. But also it was really high level stuff. And I spent some time just thinking about how like, it's not going to stay there throughout the course of the season. It can't. The physical toll is just too, that guy, Thompson, who's again, freakish athlete, got out at the end of that game because he had cramps, like his calves were cramping or is it whatever it was, which just speaks to like the exertion and the effort. If he does that 82 times this year, he's going to get hurt. You can't not. That was sort of the other thing I was thinking about was how high level it was and how it's not going to stay there.
Okay. I will acknowledge that I changed locations.
Okay.
But I want to talk to you about a game I watched.
It was so good. I can't wait.
I know. I'm really excited. I watched the Nuggets Warriors game and I really felt a little more like an authentic fan. So good news. Doris is back. Doris was calling this game. So I'm just going to tell you like basically the overview of this game and what I noticed in it. Okay. Horford like swats the ball away. It was like such good defense. It was amazing. Then we got to see some game. There was a free throw contest. A guy named Tyler won an oversized check for $5,000 because he got 4 free throws against some other guy who got 2 or 3 in like 30 seconds.
You think they pay taxes on that $5,000?
I bet they do.
Lottery rates. You think he walked home with like $2,500?
Yeah. And in San Francisco, he was like, great. I'm going to go get a Jimmy John's sandwich and an Uber home.
That's it. Broke even on the game.
Yeah. Steph was on the bench when Jimmy Butler was in, and Jokic was on the bench at the same time, and Valanciunas was in. At this point, the Nuggets were still up. Adelman is now the head coach. He has been for a while. And they said he was going to challenge a play, but he didn't do it before the ball was in play again. And so you just have to like let that go.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. And then, like try to inbound the ball quickly after a play where it was like they're not sure if they got the call right so that the other team doesn't have time to decide whether or not to challenge.
So like, how do you communicate that fast when you're a player, when you're a coach to be like, oh, we need to challenge this?
Good question. In the NFL, there's like a flag that you throw out onto the field. The coach throws a flag, and as long as that's on the field before the play starts, it doesn't count. Wasn't there, we talked last year about like the green light special or something like that?
Yes.
I wonder if there's like a button that like an assistant coach presses or the head coach presses that just like lights that up. And as long as the ball's not in play before that happens, I don't know. I'm guessing that would be my guess because of the green light thing.
I guess it's just like all about like communication or whatever. Quarter 3, the Nuggets were still up and Steph Curry finally got a 3-point shot. He got one in like the first minute of the game and then no 3-pointers until quarter 3. And Gordon had made 9 straight shots. Gordon was great. And then Steph Curry it was like, you know, that part when you play Super Mario and like, that was Steph Curry, like in the last quarter of the game. He just like was like, "Oh, we're losing." No, and then like scored so many points.
Aaron Gordon at one point was 8 for 8 from 3-pointers.
Yes,
like and maybe more than that. I was like kind of following the box score, and then when I saw how close it was, I turned on the last few minutes of the game. But like, he didn't just have a good game. It was like a historic kind of performance.
It was, I think, like the most anyone has scored for the Nuggets in the season opener. Yeah, he got 50 points. Just had a great game.
Yeah, but you're right, man. Watching Steph Curry go into that mode is like, I don't know. You'd be hard pressed to find something like more exciting and entertaining in sports. It is actually incredible.
Okay, so the Nuggets were still up and Tim Hardaway dunks. And then like all of a sudden it was a 1-point game. Then during an ad break, there was the Pete's parachute drop. They were dropping 100 gift cards through like by little parachutes. And I think that has to start some fights because it's coming down. It's a gift card and parachute, right? So one person is like, because I saw this, that gift card is coming right for me. Then someone over here is like, yoink, and just grabs the parachute right out of the, And I just think that in San Francisco, like people are pretty scrappy.
Right. And coffee's expensive and probably a few beers into, I bet you're right. I bet there have been hospitalizations about Pete's coffee cards.
I bet we could bet on that.
Do you know what prop bets are? Have you heard of that term?
I've heard of it.
They're basically like bets on things that are not as big as the outcome of the game. Anything from like MPJ's brother, like you could bet on how many points he would score in that game. So they'll set the over under for points for a player at like 8.5 or something like that. And then you bet whether or not they're going to be above or below that. A lot of the talk has been about how these are really problematic bets, these types of bets. You can bet on Jokic's over under or Steph Curry's, but you can also bet on like, the eighth guy on the Celtics bench over under, which like that guy might have a career earnings in the NBA of $400,000 or something like that, and has like a lot to gain by not making that over if he tells the right people. That was like some of the talk this week is like, how do we get rid of these prop bets? Which again, I think to your point, misses the big point for sure.
Yeah,
it's pretty messed up. What a time to be alive.
Yep. Okay, at the end of the third quarter, this is a new rule. Have you heard of the Heave rule? This is new.
No.
Okay, so at the end of the third quarter, as the shot clock is almost down to 0, player just took the ball and just like chucked it across the whole court, right? This is the new Heave rule where if there's like less than 5 seconds in the quarter and they chuck it to try and make a basket, it will not count as their shot. It will count as a team shot. Okay. As somebody new to basketball, I was like, why does that matter? And then I found out it does matter because lots of players don't attempt these shots because it messes up their statistics. So now that it won't count against them, lots of people are going to just like go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It won't hurt their shooting percentage. I wonder if it goes in, if it helps their shooting percentage.
Doris did not say that. Doris was talking about that. I looked it up somewhere. Put that in the credits somewhere on the internet.
That's cool.
Information today was brought to you by the internet.
Yeah. Someone somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's a good rule. It's simple and it makes a lot of sense. And like,
it encourages something fun.
Something fun.
Peyton Pritchard was really good at those when they were in the finals.
Really?
It was like in the playoffs, I don't know how many he made. I'll probably exaggerate it, but it might have been in the course of the playoffs, he might have made like 3 or 4 shots from about half court.
Wow.
As the clock ran out. And then he would always be like, this is what I do. This is what I do. I was like, I don't know.
I love that.
I guess, yeah, good for him. I don't know.
Okay. Fourth quarter. It's a 1-point game. I don't know what happened. They were up by 10 for like almost the whole thing. This was another game that reminded me like, oh, that's right. Nothing matters until the last minute of the game. I learned that last year. I forgot. Okay. Golden State was in the lead. Jokic was resting. Aaron Gordon got back on the court and like scored 6 points while Jokic was on the bench, which is great. So the plan for Valanciunas being there and other people being there, it's good. This is a good plan. Okay. This was a career high night for Gordon. The Nuggets were ahead by 9, and I wrote, it's painful knowing that they were going to lose this game. Because it was like so exciting. I mean, everybody was ahead and then behind and then ahead. And at the very end, Steph Curry scored 8 points in 1 minute.
Yeah, awesome.
And Gordon scored his 10th 3-point shot of the game. Like, what a game.
What a game.
And then they were tied. Yeah. And then it went into overtime and womp womp, the Denver Nuggets lost. But they said that Aaron Gordon's never been to an all-star game. I bet he's going to go. I bet he's going to be an all-star.
If it was based on one game, he'd be a lock.
It's interesting you say that because at the end of the game, the sideline reporter did a quick interview with Steph Curry. And she was like, what does this mean for your team and for the season? Because you guys just crushed it, blah, blah, blah. And he basically said, like, we have an urgency to win games. But this is just the first 2 games. It doesn't really mean anything. Yeah. This is what he said. This guy knows basketball.
Yeah, that's your big takeaway. Steph Curry knows about basketball.
Curry knows what he's talking about, and he's a good player.
So the Warriors and the Lakers played before this game.
You're right. This was not their opener.
And the Warriors won that game, I was like, LeBron's not playing. People have mixed feelings about how good the Lakers are going to be. I'm a little dubious. I'm not sure how great they're going to be. But opening night, big game. Luka was really good. And the Warriors still won relatively comfortably. Then there was this amazing game that you're in the middle of describing that the Warriors figured out how to win. And then like 2 nights later, they lost to the Trailblazers, the Warriors. But it is like the roller coaster of the season. I think everyone gets kind of excited about the opening weekend. But as a player, the emotional, Curry was like really excited in that Denver game. He was dancing after shot. Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about our announcers today. Doris, who is my favorite.
Yeah.
So we had thought at the end of last season, we thought she got let go. She did kind of. She was on the number 1 team and she got moved down. So
was it in exchange for like a younger, newer
guy? Yeah. So the internet's not super happy. Well, some of the internet. So she did sign a multi-year extension with ESPN. Yay. She'll be on ESPN's number 2 NBA broadcast team with play-by-play announcer Dave Pasch. It's her and Dave now. Her new deal is a multi-year extension that ensures she remains with ESPN. She will be the lead analyst on the number 2 broadcast team. She will call full slate of high-profile NBA games throughout the regular season and playoffs on ESPN and ABC. The reason for the change, an ESPN executive stated that the decision was based on the belief that Burke's best work manifested working with a play-by-play person, and the new number one team offers the best possible presentation for the biggest games. The move generated controversy and support for Burke on social media, with some citing her impact on women in broadcasting.
Did they disclose the numbers? You didn't like what she gets paid?
I don't know if they do, but I hope she makes a ton of money.
I just think about like how exceptional you actually have to be
Yep.
to hold that job when like I'm sure everyone at ESPN wishes she was not so good so that they could get whatever the next thing is.
Yeah,
I'm with you. It's awesome.
So I'm glad she'll be calling a lot of games and then I'll get to see her a lot.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Some of the things she said in the game. Oh, I just wrote 2 things that she said that I think is funny. This is about Aaron Gordon. She says, I can't quite do her voice, but he prides himself on being a glue guy. He's a bit of a renaissance man, a ton of interests. Tonight, his interest is, let me put this thing in the basket.
This is kind of a long trip, but I like it.
Hey, she's got to fill the time.
Sure. It's a long game. We know this.
Then she says, we saw Kuminga make this mistake. Why are you going to look the guy who made 7 threes walk up and transition? Nobody's paying attention to the ball defensively. That is exactly the urgency Steve Kerr just mentioned to Malika Andrews, who's a sideline reporter. I mean, okay, your first job in transition is to find the basketball, folks. You've got Draymond Green lollygagging up the floor. Urgency is not the first order of business in this first 4 minutes of the half, apparently. She was pretty critical.
Yeah.
Draymond Green lollygagging.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's some good insight too. That's like something that you're taught, but not, well, I don't know. That the idea that like on defense, your first job is find and stop the ball. That's like job one is like, and for her to, I don't know. I like the way she weaved that in. I like it. I'm into it.
Me too. She's number one on our podcast. Doris is on the number one team.
Yeah. The headliner. I like it.
Okay, I took a video of something and I want to know, how is this not shooting interference, right? Like you could, if you swat the ball away from someone, that is shooting interference, right? Is that a foul? Is that a thing?
There's something called goaltending, and there are a couple ways to do it. Either if you touch the ball, like if the ball travels in an arc when it's shot, if you touch the ball when it's on its way down from the top of the shot, then that's goaltending.
Wait.
You're allowed to like block a shot as they're shooting, like as the ball is leaving their hand. If you hit the ball, that's totally fine. So you can't hit it when it's on its way down. Like after it's reached the top of its arc, you can't hit it. And you also can't hit it if someone's taking a shot that's going to go off the backboard. You can't hit the ball after it's touched the backboard, but like before it's touched the rim.
Okay.
And a couple other things, like you're not allowed to like reach up through the hoop to block a shot. You can't do that.
Oh.
There's a couple other things that fall under the goaltending, but those are like the 2 big ones. So what he did, because the ball hadn't hit the backboard and it wasn't on its way down, that's totally fine.
Okay, good. I'm glad he knows the rules of basketball. Good job, Yo.
Yeah.
We have predictions for the season.
Yeah, let's make some predictions for the season.
Okay, so we've got different categories and I'll read them and then we make our prediction. And then we will revisit this in June.
Mark it down. I love it.
Okay, all right. How many games will Embiid play?
Oof. I'm going to say Embiid will play 43 games this year.
Okay, I'm going to go with way less. I'm going to say 30.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Who do you think the MVP is going to be?
I think it's going to be Jokic.
Oh,
What do
I
you
think it's going to be Wemby.
Wow. Okay.
I know.
I don't think they're going to be good enough. I don't think they're going to win quite enough games. But anyway, sorry, we don't need to chat about all this.
Okay, do you have to be on a team that wins a lot, not just be the best?
It's pretty rare that like a person on a middling team is an MVP, because if you're that valuable, your team would win a lot more games. You know?
I am still putting it down. Wemby.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. How many games are the Celtics going to win this year?
A really frustrating like 36. What do you think?
I have a lot of faith in Jaylen Brown,
Okay.
Derek White.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to say like 40.
Okay.
So like a little bit more.
Yeah. I say really frustrating because I think they either need to decide to be good or bad. Thinking about the franchise in the next 5 years, I think their best move would be like a fire sale right now with actually everyone except Tatum on the table, including Jaylen Brown. Like, and I don't like, and it would need to be a team offering just some package that they were like, oh my God, we cannot not do this. But I think that would just accumulate 15 draft picks in the next 5 years that have a chance to be in the top 2 or 3 in the whole draft or something like that to carry their team forward. But I don't think they'll do that.
Okay. Which coach gets fired before the season is over?
I think my actual guess about this is none, which is cheating a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked if Willie Green, who coaches the Pelicans, got fired because I think they're going to be frustrating and bad. And my bold pick would be Jason Kidd with the Mavericks.
3 predictions.
Well, what I actually think is no one. If someone was going to get fired, I think it'll be Willie Green, but I don't. I think it's no one. And then the out of left field, no one saw it coming would be Jason Kidd because the Mavericks don't look good. They're in a little bit of trouble.
Well, I'm going to say the coach of the Grizzlies.
Oh, again?
Yep, because we know the Grizzlies love to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of their thing. Some teams like winning.
Yeah. Okay, who's going to win the East?
To the Cavs before the season, I'm going to stick with it. You mean like who's going to be in the finals?
Yes. Like who's going to be number one before the finals in the East?
I think the Knicks are going to have the best record in the East. I think the Cavs are going to go to the finals.
I'm going to say the Hawks. Are they in the East?
Yeah.
Great. Winner of the West.
Denver.
I think it's such a rough start. Although we did just barely beat the Suns today. I was watching the score. They were like losing until the last minute and then they won.
Yeah. Jokic is like just a supercomputer of figuring out how to win. He's so good.
Okay. I think I have to say Denver because that's my team. Okay. Who's going to win it all?
Denver.
I think so too.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Who says something that gets them into trouble?
That's got to be MPJ, right? The way he's going.
Yeah. I'm going to say Ant.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. How many dunks will Aaron Gordon make?
On the whole season?
Yes.
Let's say he plays 70 games, 75 games, 2 per game, a little more than 2 per game, 58.
And I'm going to guess, I think more than that. I'm going to go 163.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Not that much more. But anyway, okay.
Sorry, not sorry.
Price is Right rules. Are you hemming me in here?
Yep.
59.
Yeah. The date that Tatum will start playing again. We talked about this a little bit last week.
I think it's going to be way sooner than it should be. Let's go March 3rd.
I think it's going to be, I don't think he's going to play this year.
Well, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
How many times is Lucky going to show up drunk to the games?
How many games are there?
Yeah. 82? Oh, at home? I don't know.
Is this including when he's drunk for away games, but he's not at the stadium?
Yep. I'm going to say all of them.
All of them. Yes. That's right.
All of them.
That's my lock. Lock it in.
Okay. Jaylen Brown will score 30 points per game or more. Is that your prediction?
No, you can bet on that. I think we talked about that last week where like all these points that Tatum scored are going to go somewhere.
Yeah. No, he's not going to score 30 points a game.
They're not that good. They're not that good. No, I don't think he will.
Okay, I don't think so either. That's a huge average. I think like 18 points a game.
Low to mid 20s, 24.
Okay, how many technical fouls is Draymond Green going to get this year?
He got one from the bench like 5 minutes into the first game.
Yeah.
29.
Whoa. That's a lot. I was going to say like 3. I'm going to say 3. Wemby's most impressive game stat this year?
Well, like what I mean is like Wemby's most impressive stat line. Like if you read, he had this many points, this many rebounds, assists, points, blocks, whatever. When I say that, I mean like all combined. I basically said so you know what a triple double is?
I do. Yes.
There's like this really hallowed ground of a quadruple double, which I don't know how many times it's happened in NBA history, but it's not much. If it's a guard, it's usually points, rebounds, assists, and steals.
Okay.
And if it's a bigger player, it's usually points, rebounds, assists, and blocks. So a quadruple double is like very much in play for Wemby, very much in play. And there's also like, they call it like a 5x5, which is where all 5 of those categories that I just said. So steals, blocks, points, rebounds, assists. But it's not 10 of those. It's like at least 5 of each of those things would be a 5x5. That feels like almost obvious. I think he's going to average 4 blocks a game, which means some games he'll have. I think in the second game of the season, he had like 9 blocks or something like that.
And he was just like,
it is so weird to watch 7 foot tall NBA players be like, geez, that guy's so tall. And so I think it'll be like a 19 point, 13 rebound, 10 block, 8 assists, 5 steals game or something like that.
Okay. I don't know what to put as this prediction, but you think Wemby's just going to have a really amazing.
I think I was just curious, like there'll be a lot of stat lines from him that you're like, what? He did what now? But that for me. So what did I just say? 19 points, 13 rebounds, 10 blocks, 8 assists, 5 steals.
And I'm not going to predict this one because I'm out of my depth on this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Who will end as the worst team in the league?
The Jazz have been weirdly spunky. Hey, Andrew. They've like not been as bad as people thought they would be. Sacramento and Phoenix, I think, are both going to be bad, but it's got to be the Nets. I think the Nets are going to be, the Nets might end with like 11 wins or something like that.
I'm going to guess the Magic.
Magic?
Orlando Magic.
Don't guess the Magic. They're good. Don't guess.
I'm going to guess the Pelicans.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
We don't have time for my game because I have to go in a minute, but okay. Who was your MVP this week?
Steph Curry, man. Not to wax super poetic, but I was watching that game and I was like, this might not happen again. Like a performer like this. In that way, I remember when Michael Jordan came back and played for the Wizards, there was some talk about like, why is he doing this? And then I was just like, man, this is like the greatest player ever. We're watching the greatest player ever. It's just like a gift. And I was watching Steph Curry. I was like, good God, like no one's ever been able to do that before, ever. No one. It's pretty fun.
Well, okay, I disagree. My MVP is Aaron Gordon.
Fair. Totally fair.
So great. LVP. Do you have an LVP this week?
Jason Tatum's Achilles, I think. Still.
Gosh, okay. Who's mine? I don't think I have one. Oh, FanDuel.
Nice. That's the right answer.
Yeah. What we learned, the new Heave rule.
Yeah, the Heave rule. I didn't know that either. Awesome. That's what we learned.
The confusing part was goaltending. What's goaltending? and what's not.
I think the confusing part for me is like the cluster that is gambling in sports. And where does this go?
That's a good answer. Yeah. Where does this go? Yeah. Okay.
Did we do it?
I think we did it. Good job. Thank you for listening to Go Team Score Points. Today's episode was edited by Irish. Information for this episode came from the internet and from NBA.com. You can reach us at goteamscorepoints@gmail.com. Next week, we'll be watching a different game that we haven't decided on yet. See you then.